Okay, so my recording started. 1 second. This is gonna take me a minute, won't it? Bruh. There, centered. Okay, so I'm recording my screen, but then I have the camera over top of the screen, so you can't see what I just did on the capture. Okay, so yeah, this was going to be my vlog for December 17th, 2024. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm here. So let me think about some things that I'd like to talk about. I was gonna go to bed earlier because I was like all tired and stuff, but then I realized I wanted to be creative because I had like a random boost of energy. So I took that and ran with it, and now I got started on OBS. It's something I've been meaning to do. I was meaning to start using OBS instead of Streamlabs because I'm pretty sure OBS allows you to multi-stream to YouTube and Twitch simultaneously by default, whereas Streamlabs you have to pay for Streamlabs Ultimate to do so. So basically, you have to pay more to get something that is free otherwise, which is stupid as hell. Plus, OBS is open source, if I remember correctly, whereas Streamlabs is a fork of OBS, but it's closed source, so it's basically OBS but worse. So I don't really like Streamlabs, but I was just using it because it was easy to use. Also, Streamlabs has like some association with the company Twitch, I believe, so that's why they like push it as if it were equal to OBS. What was I gonna say? I'm moving a cable around. It's actually the cable to this laptop. I'm moving it around with my foot against the wall because I'm just bored and like I like to multitask and do other things while I'm doing one thing because it helps me focus. Or multitask might not be the right word. I wonder if it's an anxiety thing, an ADHD thing, or an ADHD thing, or an autism thing. I'll have to look into that eventually. Anyway, it's like 9:42 a.m. and I have to get up early tomorrow because I've got an intensive outpatient program, and that is, what's the word? It actually doesn't start that early. It starts at 9:15, but the bus, the shuttle that picks me up is like around at like 7 at the earliest sometimes, and near 8 at the latest, but usually around like 7:30 or a bit earlier or later. So yeah, 7:30 would be like the median probably, and I don't know what other things there would be. I've only been doing this for 3 minutes, but it feels like I've been doing this for an eternity. This vlog, not the, what do you call it? Not the intensive outpatient program, obviously, because I've been doing that for longer than 30 minutes. Whereas you could probably see the video length is 3 minutes and or however long it is. So yeah, I should add chapters to my videos or my vlogs or whatever to like make it better quality and like give people an idea of what I'm talking about during them. I'm gonna start doing that with this one maybe if I get around to it. I might just upload it and then, what's the word? Not really thinking. Oh, I just realized something. I'm not using a microphone when I like to use the microphone, and that's stupid of me. I'm using the PC's internal mic when I wanted to use this prop mic because I like the prop mic better. Or I say prop mic, but it's a karaoke mic actually. I have no way of testing my audio, so this might be worse audio, but I'll see in a second. So I plug it in now, and you should be able to hear me. When I plugged in the microphone, it was not doing anything for the audio input capture, which means it was completely silent when I plugged in my microphone, so that's annoying. So this one, I guess I'm using the internal mic. So there's just going to be a pocket of dead air in my video, which is awesome. That's great. At least I'll be able to, what's the word? Overanalyze my actions in retrospect when I'm like making the chapters for the video. Yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess. Plus it'll like help me get better at like video production and making the, what do you call it? Not the videos themselves, but the stuff around the videos, you know, like I haven't edited anything yet, and I bet I'd like editing because you literally get to like make your thing more your thing, like you get to personalize things, which is fucking awesome. Also, I don't get why this camera is like not 16:9 aspect ratio. I like just zoomed it in on Streamlabs so you can still see like the Streamlabs stuff on the sides, like over there and over there. So that's gonna be annoying, but I guess it's better than where I use the camera app and then you couldn't fucking hear anything, or you could only hear it in one ear, which was really fucking stupid. I really wish I knew why the Microsoft Windows camera app by default just does one audio channel instead of, or mono, whatever the fuck the word is, where it only does one ear of audio instead of stereo. It's very annoying. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I have a God complex because I think that I'm going to invent time travel and become God at some point. I also want to reverse entropy or learn how to do so. And I have a theoretical degree in physics. That's an old joke I've heard before, but I did not come up with it, obviously. I've got a theoretical degree in physics. I'd like to put that on a work application too, in place of saying I have a degree in theoretical physics. Yeah, I hope the fucking audio comes out nice on this, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll know after it's made. I've been doing this for 7 minutes now, so that's neat. Do I want to talk about anything around me? Oh yeah, I can talk about like my psychiatric stuff and what do you call it? My fucking mental health type stuff. So let's see. Let's go over the medications I'm on because I think that's interesting. One moment. I need to pull up my text messages with my mom because she sent me a thing. She wrote out my medications for me, and that was very nice of her. So let's see. I take one levothyroxine 25 milligram tab on an empty stomach each morning for hypothyroidism. I'm pretty sure I have hypothyroidism because I was on lithium for like almost a year because I might have bipolar disorder or something like that. What else? I'm at 8 a.m. I take one Adderall XR 20 milligram capsule. Yeah, Adderall extended release helps me with my ADHD type stuff. One amlodipine 10 milligram tablet for hypertension. One olanzapine 5 milligram tablet for psychosis. One Dival Pro X 500 milligram tab for mania. One vitamin D3 1000 unit. One fish oil 1200 milligrams. I think that's what it is. Milligrams or yeah, there's another one that's like a similar thing to an M, but it's not M. And then one men's one a day multivitamins. And then at 2 p.m. I take one sertraline, the generic for Zoloft at 25 milligram tablet for depression. And at 9 p.m. I take one Dival Pro X 500 milligram tab for mania, one olanzapine 10 milligram tablet for bipolar disorder, current episode mixed severe with psychotic features, one trazodone 50 milligram tablet for insomnia, one atorvastatin 10 milligram tablet for cholesterol. I have high cholesterol. That's fucking awesome. And then one melatonin 5 milligram tablet for insomnia as well. So yeah, those are the meds I'm currently on. If anyone's curious, I think it's interesting to like talk about stuff because like you can't. What's the word? people shouldn't self-medicate, and obviously, like, what works for me is not going to work for another person, but I figure it's, like, good to just put out, like, what you're on and, like, how that was working for you. This is what I'm on, and I kind of miss psychosis, to be perfectly honest, because when I'm in a state of psychosis / mania, I am just, like, elated beyond belief, and that's one thing I dislike about being on an antipsychotic and a mood stabilizer. I don't have, like, the insane, like, hyper energy that I would have where I could, like, do everything or feel like I could do everything all at once. And yeah, I'm kind of coming to terms with that and, like, feeling better about it. I might go on for a bit longer than this, or in this vlog, now that I've talked about some stuff that I'm interested in. Maybe there's philosophical stuff I'd like to talk about. What philosophy do I believe in? I believe in all the philosophies, actually, because I have no fucking concept of what is true versus what isn't. By that I mean to say, I think that all philosophies have some truths to them, but you just can't, like, mesh all of them together, as that doesn't work as a framework very well. And what I was going to say about philosophy is, I like Nietzsche, and who else is there? He's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but there was also, like, a guy who was, like, an egoist. I watch a lot of Sisyphus55 is what I think the guy's name is on YouTube, and he's got, like, good, like, bite-sized videos about philosophy. I should watch more of him because it's been a while since I've watched his content, and it's pretty nice to learn about. What else is there? I'm just gonna look in the camera now, like, give them the intense eye stare. It just makes me laugh when I'm looking at myself in the capture, like. Man, I fucking miss early YouTube where, like, people were just doing vlogs and stupid shit on the internet, whereas now everyone's trying to, like, make as much money as possible in as short a time as possible, which is understandable, but it's just kind of like, it goes against the spirit of YouTube, in my opinion, which I'm not a big fan of. I should do a podcast was another thing that I've, like, been thinking, and, like, people have told me, because I can, like, monologue a very long time if I know I have an audience. I actually speak better in Discord calls because then I have, like, people who are listening to me, and that makes me value what I'm saying more so. So I can, like, yap my ass off, and I do so because I want to be heard and understood, and I think, like, that's a thing that most people can understand and, like, vibe with, because me being on the autism spectrum kind of fucked me over socially for a while, and that led to isolation and depression. And so I feel like I'm wanting to make up for lost time by, like, what's the word? Giving everyone the present of me being present with them. Basically, I'm saying I have a God complex. I think of myself very highly. If I'm willing to spend my time with you, that means I value your time too. And that means I value your time too. And you should enjoy the words I'm spreading and sharing to you, even though, what's the word? They might not all be coherent, and or they might be like babble. Like, I could do, like, completely nonsensical noises if I wanted to, just complete and utter gibberish, and I think that could be interesting. I wonder if this video will, like, connect with a podcast audience, because I'm just going to talk for a while. Or no, I feel like I have been talking for a while, even though it's only been 13 minutes. Well, nearly 14 now. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I might start a company or a corporation that's just my name, and, register it and stuff, so that then I can, love this, like, stuff that I'm doing in my free time as, like, be a business. And then that would probably be smarter to do, because then I'd be an entrepreneur rather than, what do you call it? Diogenes type person that just, is willing to share my ideas with anyone who's willing to listen to them. Oh yeah, I also have an idea for a religion that's just pantheism, but only with the religions that I think are cooler and are older. Like, I like the Greek pantheon, the Norse pantheon, basically, like, all the really old religion pantheons. Like, I like all those, plus the pagan stuff. But anything like, Mormon shit or Jehovah's Witness shit, I just feel like it's highly derivative. Like, the Bible was fan fiction to the Torah, and the whole Joseph Smith type shit, and the Book of, not the Book of Mormon, or maybe it is called the Book of Mormon. I can't fucking remember because of the South Park play that's by the same, or because of the play by the South Park guys that goes by the same name. Oh yeah. While I was in a psych ward, I thought an episode of South Park that came out 10 years ago, or maybe over 10 years ago, was a new one because they were like saying a bunch of shit and I hadn't seen the episode before, I don't think. So I basically like came up with the idea for this episode of South Park 10 years after they did, and then I watched it and was like, oh my god, is this new? It was the episode where like Cartman and Alec Baldwin are using shitter, and I didn't realize, oh, that joke had been done before because like I made the same joke, but I didn't really like realize it had already been done, presumably to death. Yeah, what was I saying? Basically, I thought like I had, what's the word? My narcissism / paranoia from my schizophrenia or narcissistic tendencies basically just made me think like I had greater self-importance than I actually did, and that I had come up with the idea for an episode of South Park while I was just like streaming and saying like ideas and stuff, and I like imagined somehow that like Trey Parker and or Matt Stone had heard that stuff and basically just like ran with it for an episode. Like I literally came up, or I either they might have incepted the idea into me unintentionally because I might have seen the episode and just completely forgotten that I'd seen it, and then just like completely reiterated the idea of it, and or I might have just watched so much fucking South Park that like their comedy style is very intuitive to me and I think very similarly, and that could also be why I came up with like basically the same idea almost 10 years or around 10 years after the the episode had come out. Basically parallel thinking, but later, and not parallel. No, it is parallel, it's just not collinear, I guess. Time is a flat circle, and we're just treading things that have already been done before, I guess. I don't know where the quote "time is a flat circle" comes from. I'm gonna Google that, actually. Go on Google, search "time is a flat circle." A flat circle. Time is a flat circle is a phrase that means time is not linear but rather cyclical. Excuse me. Cyclical, repeating itself endlessly, essentially suggesting that everything we experience in life will happen again and again, echoing the philosophical concept of eternal recurrence, most notably associated with Friedrich Nietzsche. It is often used to express a sense of futility or the repetition of history. Key points about the phrase. Origin. This phrase has gained widespread recognition from the HBO series True Detective, where the character Rust Cohle, played by Matthew McConaughey, says it, referencing the idea of eternal recurrence, meaning the flat circle metaphor signifies that time doesn't produce or progress forward in a straight line, but instead loops back on itself, repeating events and experiences indefinitely. Philosophical connotation. The concept of eternal recurrence is a central theme in Nietzsche's philosophy, where it prompts reflection on the meaning of life and the potential consequences of our actions if they are destined to repeat endlessly. And then that comes from the generative AI from Google, but that actually has the sources of Wiley Online Library. Time is a flat circle, Wiley Online Library. Friedrich Nietzsche, Time is a flat circle and eternal. And then that's cut off, but the website's a Visionswell. Here's why True Detective brought back Time is a flat circle, presumably is what that says, and that's by Entertainment Weekly. And then Time and Personal Identity in Nietzsche's Theory of, and it gets cut off by University of Kentucky. I'm going to share this with myself, I'm going to share this with myself and then, pull this up on my PC. I might actually change this from a vlog into just a video that I'm recording. So, yeah, that might be something. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I want to go to my Discord, and then I'll just use the lobby channel, open the chat, and I'll just post the link there. And then I'll copy paste it. 1 second. What's happening? Oh. Okay, now you can see stuff, and I'm in the corner of the screen instead of the, what do you call it, the front. So yeah, I just want to open my Discord. I don't want this there. My server, lobby, open chat, and copy text. And I'll delete this now. And minimize the tab, or the window I mean to say. I'll open the Brave browser because that's what I'm using right now. And it's only opening the one window instead of all the windows I asked it to open. That's awesome. What the fuck was I looking for now? If I just do Control-Shift-T, it should bring back the other stuff. Or maybe it won't. I have Wi-Fi right now, so I don't get what the issue is. Oh yeah, I should probably make a reference to the fact that I also do streaming at twitch.tv/alex_aey. Twitch.tv/AlexA, basically. What was I looking for? History is what I'm looking for, and then they're there. Wait, whoops, what did I click? History. Shift Control T. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, now it's doing them. Wait. Do I only have the... No, I had no room, I think. Okay, good. 1 second. So yeah, there's this. Yeah, these are songs I'm needing to do on stream but I haven't gotten around to yet. These were YouTube videos that I was just meaning to watch, and then... Wait, was that the same thing twice? They look very similar. That's Anvil Cat playing now. I don't want copyright. I just fucking paused the video, but it was not doing that. It was not registering the clip because it's fucking lag. What was I doing? I remember. I was looking to see if these were the same fucking site. They look like it. I'm just gonna close this one, I guess. Close all. Not same site, but they were the same sites in the window. And I just wanted to go to this. And then I wanted to go to the... Why does it not have the sources this time? Oh, it does to the right. On mobile, they had it under... excuse me. The AI overview. 2, 3, 4... I should shift my OBS just to see that, like... Yeah, it's still working pretty good. Or pretty good, I mean to say. So, yeah. I wonder what this video is going to look like by the time I'm done with it. I'm basically just doing what I would do on stream, but instead of me being, live streaming, I'm just making it a pre-recorded video, so there's not the, what do you call it? There's no pressure or whatever of, like, fucking up on stream and or, messing something up. But also there isn't the, I don't have to be live, which means I'm essentially being live without being live, and because of that, I essentially don't have to worry about, like, my Wi-Fi working and or, like, keeping myself mentally preoccupied, because I could just edit out dead air or just, like, put that into chapters on YouTube. Yeah, basically, this might make more sense to do it this way rather than, the other way I was doing it, where I was using Streamlabs and making VODs of myself live, and then I was meaning to record them and put them on YouTube later. Time is a flat circle, Nietzsche's concept of eternal recurrence. Lawrence J. Hatab, Lawrence J. Hatab, I'm not sure which name is the first name. Book editors William Irvin, Jacob Graham, Tom Sparrow. I think that is the first name then. First published September 8th, 2017, and then there's a link. Earlier version of this chapter originally appeared online at the Critique. In True Detective, the character of Rust Cole is remarkable in giving voice to pessimism. Cole says, "Time is a flat circle." This is Friedrich Nietzsche's doctrine of eternal recurrence, as depicted in The Gay Science and Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Cole expresses this idea in a pessimistic mood and is meant to magnify the absurdity of life by declaring its endless repetition. Schopenhauer was an early influence on Nietzsche. Yeah, I've heard of Schopenhauer before. And they agreed on certain basic things, including the primacy of a driving will. One sec, what is primacy? I thought it said privacy for a second. The state of being first or foremost. Oh, so like primary importance of a driving will, which generates perpetual conflict with no ultimate resolution and no salvation. Nietzsche's book Thus Spoke Zarathustra provides a dramatic narrative depicting the task of life affirmation in the face of eternal recurrence. The portrayal of eternal recurrence in True Detective is not in the spirit of Nietzsche's conception. It is more akin to Schopenhauer's response. Nietzsche finds a way to overcome pessimism by affirming life because of its tragic limits. That was cool. I added the bookmark already. Friedrich Nietzsche, Time is a Flat Circle and Eternal Recurrence. Okay. Oh, that's what. Oh, yeah, I remember him. He's got the big mustache and the. Does he have a high hairline or no? I can't tell from that photo. I assume it's high hairline. Excuse me. Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy has intrigued and perplexed scholars and enthusiasts alike for over a century. Among his many provocative ideas, the concept of eternal recurrence, often summarized by the phrase "time is a flat circle," stands out for its depth and complexity. This article explores the fascinating concept, shedding light on its origins, meanings, and implication for our understanding of life and the universe. Who was Friedrich Nietzsche? Friedrich Nietzsche was a 19th century German philosopher, cultural critic, poet, and philologist. Is that like a philosopher? Heads up, your clipboard was X's website. Be sure you trust the owner before passing this someplace you don't want, like a terminal or email to your boss. Interesting. Philologist, a human specializing in classical scholarship. Didn't know that was a thing. Oh, here's the thing on vocabulary.com.
Philologist.
Philologist. A philologist is someone who studies the history of languages, especially by looking closely at literature. If you're fascinated with the way English has changed over time, from Beowulf to Beloved, you might want to become a philologist. Yeah, I might become a philologist at some point, I guess. Let's see. I also want to look at philology, I guess. Philology from ancient Greek. Philologia, love of word, is the study of language in oral and written historical sources. Sources is the intersection of textual criticism, literary criticism, history, and linguistics with strong ties to etymology. I almost read itinerary as... I almost read literary as itinerary. That's what I meant to say. Philology is also defined as the study of literary texts and oral and written records, the establishment of their authenticity in their original form, and the determination of their meaning. A person who pursues this kind of study is known as a philologist. In older usage, especially British, philology is more general, covering comparative and historical linguistics. I'll read more of this another time. I'll just bookmark it and come back to it later. Philologist whose work has profoundly influenced modern philosophy, particularly existentialism and postmodernism. Known for his critiques of traditional European morality and religion, Nietzsche's philosophy emphasized the importance of individualism, creativity, and the will to power. Understanding eternal recurrence. Eternal recurrence, a central theme of Nietzsche's thought, posits that the universe and all its events within it are destined to repeat themselves infinitely across time. The metaphor "time is a flat circle" suggests that rather than progressing linearly, time loops back on itself, repeating every moment eternally. I've always been a subscriber to the block universe theory and felt that time was simultaneous. Past, present, and future all exist in one time stream, from the beginning of matter to the end of the universe when it loses all heat and energy. The idea of eternal recurrence should not be as shocking as some scholars take it to be. People seem to fear the idea of a deterministic existence. They are fooling themselves because we are, at our core, living animal beings with intrinsic wants and needs that are outside of our conscious control. The role of eternal recurrence in Nietzsche's philosophy. For Nietzsche, eternal recurrence was not just a cosmological hypothesis but a tool for evaluating the value of life and our actions. It challenges individuals to live in such a way that they would willingly accept the eternal return of their lives with all its joys and sufferings. It's basically the point Maximus Aurelius is getting at in the movie Gladiator when he says, "What we do in life echoes in eternity." The idea of eternal recurrence is similar to that of knowing you're going to die someday. You have to deal with the choices you make and the life you lead. It makes each moment more precious and more meaningful to consider. Interpreting time as a flat circle. This notion offers a radical perspective on existence, urging us to embrace our lives fully with an awareness that every choice and moment could return infinitely. It invites a reevaluation of values and commitment to living authentically and passionately. The loved ones you have lost and your relationships to them still exist out there in the time stream. Your life has meaning just because it took place at all. You've carved out a blip in the history of existence. Time is a flat circle is a constant reminder that we have to own the trajectory of our lives and do our best to make peace with it. Eternal recurrence in modern thought. Nietzsche's idea of eternal recurrence has influenced various fields beyond philosophy, including psychology, literature, and even quantum physics, suggesting that a universe where time and existence are cyclical rather than linear. Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut explored this concept with the Tralfamadorians, appearing as aliens looking like upright toilet plungers. Tralfamadorians experienced reality in 4 dimensions. Their cognizance of time was simultaneous instead of linear. They had the innate ability to travel to and perceive any point in the time stream whenever they wanted. They believed that when a creature dies, it continues to exist in other dimensions, and their flippant response to a loss of life was, "So it goes." This idea of eternal recurrence influenced writers, thinkers, artists, scientists, and philosophers, and continues to be a point of pondering. Time is a flat circle in popular culture. Nietzsche's idea has permeated popular culture, inspiring literature, movies, and TV shows, most notably referenced in the philosophical underpinnings of HBO's True Detective, where it symbolizes the cyclical nature of human suffering and the quest for meaning. Having just finished True Detective Night Country on Sunday, the concept is fresh in my mind, and as an anthology series, it explores a different cast of characters and a different crime mystery in each season, but the writer's book ended the series so far by continuing to bring up the time as a flat circle concept. The characters and worlds have similar relationships and face similar traumas and epiphanies. It's a great modern example of Nietzsche's ever-present influence on culture and philosophy. I'm pretty sure my parents watched True Detective Night Country, so that might be where I heard this thing. I'm not sure about that, but that's a possibility. I might have heard it when they were watching it, and or maybe one of them said it, or maybe another person said it because they watched the show. Closing thoughts. Friedrich Nietzsche's concept of eternal recurrence, encapsulated by the phrase, "Time is a flat circle," continues to challenge and inspire. It compels us to confront our deepest questions about the nature of existence, the value of our actions, and the possibility of finding meaning in a repetitive cosmos. As we ponder Nietzsche's profound idea, we are invited to embrace the totality of our lives with all its triumphs and tribulations, as if we were to live them over and over again, eternally. That was nice. Oh my god, this article is long. Oh wait, it's actually kind of short. It's only 5 paragraphs, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's not that many paragraphs. Here's why True Detective Night Country brought back iconic "Time is a flat circle" line. I do know that the hardcore Pizzolatto Forever fans are going to perhaps believe that it was put there just to appease them, but it's not true. What the fuck is that name, Pizzolatto Forever? Is this the guy? Is this the person that was referencing? I thought I was saying a line from the show, so I was doing like a deep voice originally, and then I was like, nope, it's just, what do you call it? Not snarky, but it's just the annoying, you know, Entertainment Weekly, like, person that would say like a lot and go, you know, like that type of person that is just like high energy and, you know, they like gush about like shit that's like in pop culture or whatever, and are just probably annoying to celebrities and people that are more reserved, basically like hypersocial people who are, what's the word, like TMZ-esque reporters where there's a level of disrespect to it because you're just making a thing about, like, I don't know. I just think that, what's it called? Entertainment Weekly and, like, those types of organizations like TMZ are just negative at overall. Like, I don't think they add very much, like, drama channels or outlets, whatever they're called. Tabloids, that's the word I was looking for. I'll look at this another time. I'm not reading this right now. Oh my god, this is so fucking long. That is so much shit. I'm not reading all of that. Warning, this article contains spoilers for the Season 4 finale of True Detective Night Country Part 6. I don't care. If ever there was a moment to prove that time is indeed a flat circle, this is it. In the season finale of True Detective Night Country, missing scientist Clark is finally giving detectives Danvers and Navarro some of the answers they've long sought. When he drops the truth bomb that time is a... I listen to the way this is written and it makes me want to snap my neck. Bruh. I'm not reading this. I'll bookmark it to maybe look at it another time, but I'm not reading this. And this one too, but this one is just too long. Like, I need to be paid to read this. How long have I been doing this for? Nearly 40 minutes. That's a good thing, or that's a good length for a recording, I think. Longer than I wanted to do it actually. So yeah, that's about it. Later.